Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the DJ Sessions Presents the Virtual Sessions. I'm your host, Darren, and I am sitting in the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington, and coming in all the way from Austria, we have, just getting off the decks, I might add, after doing a show, we have Dezarate. I said that right? Uh-oh, we don't have any audio from you. What's happened? We lost audio. Oh no. Maybe you have to switch your audio over, turn the microphone on. It's all good. We're getting viewers in. They're already asking questions in the chat room. I don't know how to pronounce the chat room viewer's name, but while you're figuring that, Hinixco, I think it is, but is already asking questions in the chat room. So we'll see what happens when we get the audio up and running, and we'll start the show from there. So always fun when you're doing a live show and something happens, and now we're still live with just me, and we're gonna bring
Hear me
Dezarate
now?
back in. All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
you can hear me
There
now. Perfect. I don't know what's
we go.
happened.
Hey, welcome, because technical things happen during
Yeah,
a live show. That I put a few feelers out there to ask some questions during the show, and questions are already coming in, and we'll get to those in just a few moments, but
sure.
let's start that intro all over again. Welcome back to the DJ Sessions Presents the Virtual Sessions. I'm your host, Darren, and right now I'm sitting in the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington, and coming in all the way from Austria, we have Dezarate. Dezarate, how's it going today?
Oh, okay. A bit tired. I was playing for like 7 hours today, so was too much. Yeah,
7 hours today? Where at?
yeah. Well, we have a party here in the terrace, so just going on. We finished at 1 hour ago, so that's perfect. I love
I
what to do, so no complaints.
I used to interview DJs after the show back in the green room all the time. I think this is my first time I've ever interviewed a DJ on a live stream
After,
after they've done a show. I've never
yeah,
done that before. That's awesome. Well, you are a pretty well rounded DJ. And one of the things you do is you're the CEO of the Groove Society. Can you tell us a
correct.
little bit about the Groove Society and what that is all about?
Well, this company was created in 2012, back in 2012, yes. We started to have few releases for local artists in Dubai. The company was based and open in Dubai. And well, we are growing. And few years after to open, we joined Sony Music. So they take care about all our catalog and well, we are a bit like agency as well, a record label, radio show, a bit of everything involved in the music industry, of course.
And you also do a show called Find Your Soul. It's the radio show. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We stopped for a few months now because uh, just I can't because I'm just traveling, playing here, playing there. So it's a compromise, a weekly compromise that I cannot assume right now. So we decided to stop it for almost 2 months.
Well, and on top of all that, you have your new album you're going to be releasing called Paradise Studio. And there's already two singles. Are the two singles already out for that album, or are they coming out soon?
No, it's coming out. It's coming out everything in one shot in the album. But we released like a couple of promo videos, let's say, just to the people have an idea what is going to happen with the album, because it's a bit different than the sound that normally I suppose it to be.
Hmm. And what do you consider the your biggest break that launched your DJ career?
That's a good question. I mean, for sure, the difference was when I meet Paul Oakenfold. He helped me a lot in his record label, Perfecto Records, and like a person, he so definitely I think this is what my career just changed when I meet Paul Oakenfold.
He was one of the first DJs I ever had on our show, way before we even started the DJ sessions. And I remember sitting next to him because on the couch, and I was really excited to be interviewing him because I had back in like 99, 2000 ish, I had bought his
Okay.
Global Underground double
Yeah.
collection album, that 007 album. And I always remembered on the back of it, it said, if he were a car, if he were gloves, he'd be Gucci. If he were a car, he'd be a Ferrari. And when I was sitting on the couch with him, I dropped that question to him. I said, "Is that really true?" He's like, "Wow, I don't even remember it saying that." The funny thing was, is unfortunately we had some technical mishaps with that interview, and so I was a little bit bummed because I never got to publish that interview, and it was really loud in the nightclub we were at. So I was projecting my voice, but he kind of talks a little quieter.
Yeah.
So, and then putting his accent on top of it, we weren't able to get his audio. The microphones got mixed up a little bit, but really nice guy, really awesome guy. And of course, he has Perfecto, which I believe you released with as well and done some stuff on. So that's kind of really cool.
And the
Um,
most important is a really humble person.
yeah, yeah, he's a really, really nice, really, really nice person. So, do you prefer more intimate clubs or bigger festivals when you play?
Well, I prefer clubs because I think the festivals is more focused just. I think maybe I'm wrong, but it's more to EDM or just more high tempo. In one festival you cannot play depend of the which kind of music. So I'm more melodic, more vocal, more house. So yeah, definitely I prefer clubs. Of course, it's going to be awesome to play in front of 50,000 persons. But in music terms, yes, I prefer clubs.
And is there anything that you can see that would say if there was something that was broken in the electronic music scene that you would like to see fixed?
A lot of things. I mean, back in days, I mean, you are a DJ because you love the job, you love music. It's passion. Everything is about passion. Now everything is about likes, about uh, being social media. Who make? I mean, we are not DJs anymore. We are. I mean, not myself because I'm not a big DJ, but the big DJs are not DJs, are brands. It's a product. You know what I mean? So they lose all the identity. So this is something that we need to fix, of course. I mean, it's okay. It's I think the electronic music in this day is the pop music in the 18s. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
sorry.
social media has definitely changed the structure of all entertainers out there.
Yeah,
You know, of like you said, likes. I mean, I tell my DJs that I work with, tell people all the time, it's like if you want to get booked somewhere, you're gonna have to show that you have some appeal online.
yeah,
Being a great artist is great, but there's probably also, if you're going to a town or a city, there's probably 50 to 100 of people just like you in that city that could do what they're going to do. Why would somebody pay $3,000 to bring you to their town when they get somebody local for, $100 and a couple drink tickets?
yeah. A couple
What's
of
going to
three
stand
tickets. That's
out?
all. Not the
You know,
not the 100.
yeah, there was an artist the other day that she posted on TikTok that her label wanted her to do something to make her go viral. And she said, I'm the artist. I'm here to make music. I'm not here to make social media.
Yeah, of
You're the
course.
PR, you're the promotions company. Why don't you come up with that? And, you create that. And it was just very interesting. I also saw a pie chart the other day where promotion, like if you saw the pie chart as a whole,
Yeah,
music making was like 70% of the pie chart and
yeah.
production. And like a little bit of it was PR and playing shows and merchandise. And nowadays, that pie chart was almost
Totally the opposite.
80%.
Yeah,
Yeah, 80% social media and
yeah,
very little on production skills and all. It's very interesting in how that's taken place. But again, that's the internet and that's putting a mobile device in everyone's hands and basically saying, "What do I got to do? What do I got to?" I just had a friend of mine. She tells me her daughter just made a viral video, and it got 3.5 million
oh,
videos
wow.
on something she did on TikTok. Yeah. So it was a challenge. She made the challenge. She was the first one to ever do it, and then it went viral, and now everyone's
It's
copying her. So
big, big.
very interesting stuff. And you hear some people, they don't care about social media. Usually, it's people that have a reputation already in the game.
Yeah.
So we are getting a lot of chatters in the chat room right now. I posted a list of questions that they could possibly ask. We might take some viewer chats in the chat room, but um, does gear matter when being creative, or should an artist just be able to go with anything to impress their fans?
Uh, I mean, back in the conversation that we have it, the point is that it's not just the DJs in the industry. It's about, if we're talking about the record labels. I mean, I'm really involved in record labels. I know what's going on behind, and it is really funny. But because 15 years ago, the record label, they pay you to produce an album. They give you an advance. In these days, you need to go to the record label with your money in your pocket. So you know what I mean? It's like totally the opposite. So now the artist invests the money because the companies don't want to take the risk.
Yeah,
So this sucks because it's no talent anymore. I mean, I don't want to say that it's not talent. Of course, it's talent, but it's a lot of people that is playing around the wall. That I mean, congratulations for them. I mean, I don't have anything against anyone, but it's not because the music, it's not because the passion, it's because they are really strong in social media or they have a lot of money. It's one or two. Because
well, yeah, I've told a lot of artists we're getting ready to launch a label next year for the DJ sessions. I've
nice.
never done something like this before, so we're really excited to see what happens, and it's going to be interesting on how we go about doing that, what we're going to choose to release, what direction we're going to take, what kind of artists are we going to take on? Are we going to make it internal? Or are we going to open it up to external? And you know, I've told a lot of my friends again in the entertainment world,
Yeah.
money talks and bullshit walks. And
That's a good one.
you might be able to climb a ladder so far without investing in yourself. This is just like a business though. You'll get so far, but if there's a million people with no money, and then you take 10% of those and you give them $5,000, and they put that $5,000 into their business, and then you take another 10% and they're going to put in ten or fifteen
Yeah,
thousand
just
dollars.
rebuilding and investing the
Yeah,
money. Yeah.
with somebody who's going to be able to put in $50,000, they're going to rise to the top pretty quick. You know,
Yeah.
and the goal is obviously if their tracks are being played, maybe they might be getting some gigs booked, some shows booked. They go
Yeah.
on tours, and that might hopefully, if they play 20 shows a year, and they're making $2,000 per show, and they might be selling some merchandise and selling some tracks, maybe they'll recuperate back on that $50,000. But
Maybe.
a lot of artists just don't have $50,000 laying around to drop
Yeah. Yeah.
either.
Uh,
You know,
I mean, that's funny because if you go to a shop like a Beatport, Traxsource, so music portals, it's a lot of auto buy. A lot of people that buy himself music just to be on the top.
yeah,
But be on the top don't is not be that you're gonna play around the world every weekend. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you are investing the money for what? I mean, it's the market is so complicated right now. So
Yeah.
complicated. I mean, it's a lot of labels that is doing really great, like Defected Records. My respect. I mean, they are on the top. I'm sure that they are making a lot of money, but they are investing a lot of money as well. Uh,
Yeah. And again, if you look at it in any other hobby, though, if I was into cars, or if I was into fly fishing, or I was into, you know, whatever, just look at it going out in general to a nightclub where you might be spending $100 to $200 a night, and you might be
yeah,
doing that twice a week. Well, that can add up to a significant investment over time. I mean, $100 a night on a Friday night and a Saturday night is $200 a week times 52. That's $10,000 a year.
yeah,
You know, so if or if you say, okay, I really want to do this. What am I going to save for? What am I going to put my money into, and how am I going to collaborate? But it's like you said, it's a very interesting time, and I don't see it kind of going away anytime soon. I recently had somebody ask me if we were a pay to publish site. They wanted to publish an article on our site
Okay.
and pay for an interview, and I said no. We will never charge somebody to be on our
Yeah.
show. We would never uh, you know I mean, thank you. I wouldn't mind taking some money for what we
Yeah,
do
but
for
it's not the point. Is
but yeah, we're never looking to take money from somebody to do an interview with us or talk with us, and we never want the end user to have to pay either, unless we're doing like a major pay-per-view concert. That's a little bit different because there's major
yeah, of
production
course.
costs and filming costs and all that. But our content was always supposed to be free to our clients, or free to our end users, I should say, and free to people who want to come on board and share their stories and share what they're all about. Um, Speaking of that, about people kind of buying their way to the top at nightclubs and other dance events, should people look at the DJs like they are rock stars, or would it be more fun if DJs were just slightly more anonymous and part of the bigger event? And the reason I ask this is because I remember the day when I first started going to nightclubs. The DJ was up in a booth and you could never see the
Yeah,
DJ
in the corner.
in the corner, way up somewhere hidden. You might see him looking out, and it was awesome. But the dance floor was what was going on. The stage and the dance floor. The music was there, and granted, it was being curated. But what do you think? Do you think people should look at these DJs as the rock stars or as the big name productions? I mean, Tomorrowland is going on right now.
Yeah.
EDC, these major productions where DJs were not like that. I mean, about 20 years ago, there were still festivals and events going on. I guess 20 years ago, there's. Gosh, I'm getting old. I've been I've been out there for 30 years.
Welcome to my club.
but but I mean, it definitely became mainstream. And
Yeah, yeah.
do you ever see that anymore? That DJs are kind of, oh, they're over here in the corner and the club's going on.
No, 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 no. I mean, the owner of the nightclub, they want to have the DJ in the middle of the dance floor, or just on the side. You know what I mean? They want to. I mean, and the people want to see the DJ. I mean, of course. I mean, this is something that is great because you can connect with the people much better. Days before, yeah, like you say, you are in the fucking corner. No one is talking to you. No one. I mean, it's okay, but you cannot connect with the people. It's really hard because
Yeah,
I mean, for me, a good DJ needs to just see the dance floor, see what's going on, and be ready if they need to change the music, the tempo. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, you cannot play. Uh, I cannot play for myself because I'm not a fucking big DJ that I can do whatever I. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you need to adapt yourself to the people. If you need to change the genre, you need to change. I mean, of course, always in the same line, but you need to play. You need to play. You look to them for what's going on, and they are paying for that.
yeah. There was something you mentioned there about when you play for yourself, and I remember when we first started our live streaming show about 12 years ago, and DJs come on the show and they didn't know how to play. They knew how to play, but they didn't know how to play because there was no audience in front of them. They couldn't read the
Yeah,
crowd, and
this
that
is
was a
hard.
little difficult for them. And I said, "Look, you're on camera. Here's the thing you need to do. Just look like you're having fun. Then the audience online will have fun because they're going to
Yeah.
see you having fun." And it took a couple shows for them to get started, but then they eventually would kind of start performing a little bit more and being a little bit more like, I get them on the microphone and be like, "Hey, so what are you doing this weekend?" Nothing. Shit, like, come
Okay.
on. Give me something.
Come
I'm
on,
going out
man.
to this party. You're not going to go to this party. You're not going to go to this event. Oh, I might. And then I started like
Yeah, yeah.
talking to him and directing him a little bit more, and I'm like, "So what are you doing this weekend?" Like, "Oh, I got this event coming out, and it's gonna be this, and it's gonna be this, and we got so and so playing, so and so," and they got into it because they weren't
Some
ready to do
attitude.
a radio show. It was a very interesting time. But now watching everyone jump online in the last couple years, did you ever decide to jump online and do a live streaming show, or were you doing Find Your Soul from
Uh,
2020? that time?
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't really like to go like a video. I mean, I prefer to keep myself in the background. uh, I'm I'm a DJ. I'm not a person that is supposed to be on air on the cameras or whatever. I mean, my passion is music, and I want to be and stay like that. So it is great. Maybe you have more audience, and maybe you can reach another people. But it's not my point. It's not my goal.
Hmm. Yeah. And how have you experienced over the last 20 years the rise of the United States electronic music scene and comparing that to, is it different than the European scene? And which one do you find more appealing?
Well, I mean, US have the beginnings of everything in the house music. So they start on the top, go down, and after they are rising like a rocket because I mean, I think Las Vegas helped a lot because Las Vegas, let's say 10 years ago, maybe they start to push with top DJs. The clubs was amazing, live show. I mean, everything. So in these days, I don't think it's too much difference between Europe and US because the people in America, I mean, they love hip hop. That's true. I mean, it's the top genre, I think so. But it's many people that love electronic music, and yeah, maybe Europe is different. It's like more underground, but US is amazing. I will be there. I've been there playing twice, and it's beautiful. I mean, I love it.
Where did you play at when you were here?
Was in New York with one friend that is called San Alam. We went to play to Space, that is closed right now, I think so. And the other club was a private party. I cannot remember the name. One of them was Space Ibiza in New York. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts? You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about DJs kind of paying to make their name. What are your thoughts on the DJ Mag Top 100?
Well, it's a business, like everything now. That's for sure. It's business, but it's okay. I mean, uh, it's exposure. But in terms of music, it's nothing. It's a good exposure for sell gigs, uh, for join brands, for make that business. That's all.
Yeah. Will you be going to ADE this year?
No, I don't think so.
It'll be our
I
first.
yeah, I have a lot of job here in Austria, and after I go to Mexico, and not too much time to do nothing. I playing almost every day right now, and well, let's continue like that. After the pandemic, I was out everything.
And you know, Tulum keeps popping up in conversations. Do you see Tulum becoming the next Ibiza?
I don't think so. I mean, they could make a huge festivals there, and it's like Mykonos. It's a beautiful place that the people say, okay, I prefer that than Ibiza, but Ibiza is Ibiza. So I don't think so. Any city in the world can you just can compare it with Ibiza.
Yeah, we're looking forward to going to ADE this year, and we're partnering with a company. Fingers crossed if everything goes well
Yeah,
at ADE, and then we'll be possibly going to South by Southwest, Winter Music Conference, and IMS as well. I've never been to Amsterdam. I've never been to Europe, so I'm really excited to go to ADE for our first time this year. But I would
nice.
also like to go to IMS, and I'd like to do Sonar in Barcelona as well.
Yeah,
I hear that's
my hometown. I'm
yeah,
from
yeah.
Barcelona, and I play in 3 or 4 times in Sonar. It's but when they start was like a really small uh, event. Let's say you go there to share vinyls, to buy, to sell vinyls. It was like a really petit comité, like yeah, like friends. but this is coming bigger and bigger and bigger, and wow, so now for me is one of the best festivals. Um, until 2018, maybe 17. Now they start to put many artists like a reggaeton, something that I think is not for this festival. I mean, for this event, sorry, but well, money talks, like we say.
Yes, and it can be expensive to be in this business. Um, so, who has been your biggest influence when it comes to your career, and why?
Well, the patch mode, and why? Because I was fan since yeah, I was a child, and just is the first electronic music that I heard, and I was like shocking, like wow, what is this? And yeah, my respect is my favorite band. Uh, I have a lot of influence by the pitch mode and maybe Paul Oakenfold as well. Before to meet him, I was like a huge fan of him. Like Global Underground compilations, and yeah, I was really, really, really fan of him. And yeah, well, I think this basically was my two influence. Paul Oakenfold, the way that he mixed. I remember that he's like, his DJ like, "Brr, brr," like really aggressive. And Paul Oakenfold was like, just you don't feel when he mix one track to another one. It's like, wow, the transitions are really nice. And this is uh, what I come in fan from Paul Oakenfold, the first that I see of him, the music and the way that he's playing.
And which immediate family member of yours is your biggest fan?
That's a good question. No one.
Not one.
I'm just joking. I see my wife.
Yeah.
My wife and my daughter, yes. Yeah, I mean, they are not really electronic lovers, electronic music lovers, but they support me a lot. So for me, this is the most important.
Awesome. And from last year, I mean, I'm not sure when you start. When did you start being able to tour again and go out?
Just 1 month and a half ago.
Only a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing here in Austria as well in winter. I take a break for a couple of months and I come back. So basically, I play in all the year. Just I make short breaks. I supposed to go to Maldives because I had a contract there. I have normally a residence every year in Maldives, but these people from Austria they told me, okay, please, you can come in summer. It's gonna be nice, and they are really nice. So at the end, I accepted to come here. It's my first summer here in Austria. I came always on winter sessions. That is a huge festival here, like a White Pearl and Raven Snow. That is amazing. And this is my first summer here, but it's beautiful the place.
Awesome. Well, did you have any highlights that you'd like to talk about from last year or within the last year?
Not too much to talk about this year with the pandemic. Just fuck off everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
it kind of did.
I was really lucky that I was playing every day. Here in Austria was just packed. The venue was packed every day, but packed. You can imagine. And I was really lucky that I have a job. I still playing, but was horrible because you need to control the volume. The people cannot dance without the mask. Many rules, many rules, many rules. And at the end of the day, we are playing like what the fuck? I cannot put volume. I cannot do anything. It's like, but I mean, there's nothing to do. I mean, we are in a pandemic, so I I prefer to don't talk too much about 2019 or 2021, 2021, sorry.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
do you regularly listen to any podcast or live streams?
Yeah, I listen a lot of DJs, a lot of mixes. I am a huge fan from Proton Music or for Proton Radio. I mean, for me, was the first bigger radio in US that they do it really well, and I listen a lot of mixes from there, and also I look in YouTube. I mean, because I want to know what's happened. You know, when you're playing many time in one venue. I mean, I'm traveling a lot, but my residence are normally like a 3 months, something like that. So you need to know what's happened, what is playing the other DJs. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I listen a lot of music every day.
And yeah, I was just talking with somebody yesterday, and they mentioned Proton Radio, and I remember the first time I heard that back in college. Almost, it was 2002, 2003, somewhere around
Wow.
there. And also, I had found Groove Salad by Soma FM. I love down tempo
Okay.
ambient, and
Yeah,
they were in the iTunes when the iTunes store or when iTunes came out, because you had to use it for iPods. They had put in a live streaming section, and I remember it was just a list of shows, and
yeah.
Proton Radio was one of them, and then I found Groove Salad as well. Loved listening to Proton Radio over the years.
They
If
do
you
it
could
really
go,
well.
if you could take yourself right now and go back 25 years in music history, or go forward 50 years in music future, which one would you pick, and why?
Uh, Go back for sure. Yeah,
Why
I
would you
mean,
go back?
because I think I'm gonna do the things different way. I mean, I feel blessed for that what I did, but I will be much more stronger because I know what is going on. So yeah, definitely come back. Future you
Awesome.
need to build.
And just out of curiosity, how many languages do you speak?
Well, I'm from Barcelona, so I speak Catalan, Spanish, and my bad English, like you see, and that's enough. That's enough. I was trying to learn Dutch, but it's too much complicated for me.
Yeah, and when you listen to dance music, when you don't listen to dance music, what do you listen to?
Everything. I love music, so I love all the genres like pop, rock, maybe R&B, whatever, everything. And I think a DJ need to hear all the music because in these days the electronic music have influence for everything. So you need to hear all the genres. I mean, it's I love pop, I love rock, everything. Like I say, yeah.
When you're on tour and you get to go visit countries away from home, do you get to take off time to explore the culture of those countries and kind of immerse yourself in, or do you usually just play, and you're back home?
This is a good question as well. Uh, I arrived here 1 month and one month and a half ago, and 1 week ago was the first time that I go top to the mountain. And because I need to record a video set, with the drones, and so definitely no. I finish to work. I go to my room. I producing music, downloaded music, and yeah, I'm really really focused on what I do.
Mhm. And after weeks or months of heavy touring or doing a schedule, when you get back home, what do you like to do to chill out and enjoy life?
No time for that, my friend. I have 3 kids and wife. So when I arrive, the first that my wife says, "Okay, your kid, take care now." I mean, and I'm loved to do that, of course, as well, because I miss a lot my family. I normally I traveling always with my family.
Mhm.
Uh, Always when I go to play for a few months, 1 year to any part of the world, always they come with me. But uh, this time was not possible, so I'm alone.
And is food important to you? Or are you a foodie? Or are you a bit of a chef at all? Do you like to make food or eat food? Like, do you look forward to it, or is it just something you have to do?
I'm horrible for that. Just like give me one McDonald's, one pizza, and I'm the most happiest man in the world. So yeah, and that's it. That is good because normally when I make a jigs outside, they always bring me to to have a dinner in a nice restaurant, whatever, and like what do you want to eat? Pizza? Oh, fuck you, have pizza. It's an amazing restaurant. Just ask for something else. Pizza. That's all, and I'm happy with that. And I'm so sorry, but what to do?
It's so funny because our viewers don't know. I have not sent you questions beforehand for this interview. Everything's off the cuff, brand new. One of my next questions to ask you was going to be pizza or hamburgers after an after hours event. And you
Half
just
and a half.
answered. What's the
Yeah,
best what's the best dinner a promoter ever treated you to?
I think in Mexico City, in Sonora. In Sonora, it's just close to the border from US. They bring me to a really nice restaurant, and it's like, okay, just eat whatever you want. And me, just I want a pizza. That's all. But the guy just pushing and pushing and pushing to pay a good dinner. It was the best restaurant, one of the top restaurants around all Mexico, Mexico, not just in Sonora. But I'm just really easy to eat, you know, for food pizza. That's all.
Hmm. And if you were to drink, or if you drink, is it beer or hard alcohol?
I don't drink beers, but I drink alcohol, like whiskey or whatever. But normally, no alcohol. I I can be like 2 3 months without single drop of alcohol. So, uh, but yes, if I'm playing in the nightclub, whatever, yeah, I like to have my maybe vodka with Red Bull or whatever. But yeah, definitely I drink, but just when I'm playing.
We're gonna well, now we're gonna take it to the section of the show where we're gonna open it up to some of our viewer questions. I'm gonna bring that chat room in here over on the side. This is a first. We've never done this before. Let's go ahead and
Sure.
open it up and see what we got coming in the chat room right now.
Sure.
This will be interesting. Oh, there we go. Name three major things that create inspiration for you.
Uh, my family looked like a topic, but it's true. My family. I mean, inspirations. It's when I listen a lot of music. This gives me a lot of inspiration, and maybe the background that I have it in this moment. Uh, I am blessed that I always play in beautiful places like Dubai, Maldives, places that you have a really strong background that can inspire yourself. To just mix or produce music. So yeah, I think these three things is what else.
I recently just saw a picture of Dubai. I think it was a picture of Dubai taken in either the 80s or the 90s. Nothing.
Empty. It's
Empty, like just
just a
dust,
desert.
dirt, nothing.
Yeah,
It was almost the same picture taken from almost the same exact spot to where it is now.
it's like
And I would love to go to Dubai. It sounds so amazing there.
it's it is. I was living there 5 years. And when I arrived to Dubai, I was contract for one company that is called Grosvenor House. It's a British company that they have a hotel there in Dubai. So when I arrived there, it's just two clubs in all Dubai, or two or three clubs. That is Buddha Bar. I don't know if you know Buddha Bar, from the compilation. So it's a French
Okay.
brand, but it's really famous. There are, yeah, this Buddha Bar and couple of clubs more. Yeah, that's all. It was nothing. And I opened the first Latin restaurant. I mean, I opened like a DJ, not
Okay.
myself. Yeah, I don't know. And it was a concept like a Latin house, a kind of house, but with a touch of Latin. And was the first one. Now in Dubai, maybe it's like a 200 restaurant like that. But we are the first one, and the first. properly nightclub in the penthouse, in just with the view of the Palm of Dubai. And it was days was amazing because it's nothing. So we are like let's say pioneer from all these kind of things in nightlife. Now it's huge. Now it's like Europe. It's a huge place. Dubai. Too many things happen around.
It is
Yeah,
crazy. We'll take one more viewer question here. Let's see what comes
sure.
up next from our viewers. I don't know if I want to ask this one, but maybe if it pops up, it might take a second for the chat overlay to come in. Let's see. If it comes in. Um, how long does it take you to finish a production on average?
Oh, well, depend. It's. I remember the. It's like 1 year ago. We make we made a remix for Pull Lock and Fall and Luis Fonsi. You know Luis Fonsi from this song of Despacito. It's a reggaeton artist, uh, but it's one of them. They have billions and billions and views and streamings. Is one of the top artists in the world. And they joined with the Pull Lock and Fall to make a track, and we remixed the track. But the manager of Polo Campbell told me, "Man, you have 2 days, 2 days for finish the remix because it's not time. I don't know what's happened with the maybe it's not a good coordination between the label or the art. I don't know exactly, but they told me 2 days, and we finalized the track in 2 days. Scratch from zero because just take the vocals. We don't take any other part from the track, the original track. So basically, it was like build a new record, like yeah, and yeah, it was one of the best tracks that I did in my life. I think so. With my partner Jan Aibaisean. It is he's in Dubai, but he's the man with I produce all the music.
Mhm.
And yeah, we finalized in 2 fucking days. And
Wow.
it's some track that this take me 2 months, 3 months, depend, because maybe you are finished, but you listen again and oh, fuck, I gonna change this. Oh, you don't like the sound, and when you start to uh, just mixing again. You come with another idea, and it's you never know what is going to happen when you put your ass in the chair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you have your new album coming out, Paradise Studio. Two
Yeah,
singles are already going to be released from that. That's coming out when?
in a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks. It's the yeah you can like a pre-release now in Traxor, but it's going to be coming global in 2 weeks. And we are really excited about this album because it's taking almost year and a half to finalize, and the sound is really different that my last album that is a really progressive house, much more power. This is just house, deep house, a lot of vocals, melodic, and just back a bit on like a night in house. And I think it's a great album. I mean, I can do it because it's my album. No, let's see what the people say, but I'm proud of this album. Really proud.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to that album coming out. And we'll stay in touch with you over the course of the years to come. Is there anything else you want to let our DJ Sessions fans know about before we let you go to bed or go eat pizza and hamburgers?
Let's go to it. Yeah, look, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to jump. Just when we finalize the call, go ahead. No, just say thanks to everyone that is joining us in this interview. Thank you, guys. What's a real pleasure to be here, and let's keep in touch and let's make some noise.
Yeah. Where can people find out more information about you? Where's the best place to go?
I mean, I use it Instagram, but Facebook is more my top social network that I like it. I mean, I'm old. I start with Facebook, and I'm still with that. So Facebook,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I've talked with a lot of people over the years, and apparently, TikTok is the bigger one now. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Uh,
I like
and
making posts, and I like
and I,
sending Instagrams a picture, but
you know,
TikTok's a process.
it was funny because I was working in TikTok, like inside the company. I was working for 1 year and a half, yes, and I have everything just to go to jump inside because I'm working in the company, But I think it's not for me. It's just an application for. I mean, sorry, I don't want to the people take me wrong, but I think it's more focused on childs. I mean, for music, for me the best is Facebook,
Mhm.
because you can share properly videos, high quality, live stream. And Instagram is awesome, but it's more focused for pictures. So for music, for me, I think it's much better Facebook.
Awesome. Well, Dezarate, thank you so much for coming on the DJ sessions today. We'll stay in contact with you.
For sure, it's a pleasure. Have a nice day, and
You,
we talk soon.
you as well. And I want to thank all the viewers for being here today and participating in the Q&A. It went a lot well that I planned. We did a little experiment today where I put out a bunch of questions to a group of people. So they were choosing which questions to ask. And I didn't know how that was going to go. And it went really awesome. So I'm glad that portion of the show went well. But like I said, we'll stay in contact with you, be in contact with you for years to come. And thank you again for coming on the show.
What's a pleasure. Have a good day, my friend.
Have a good evening. On
You
that note,
too.
don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find us on the socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Meta, all that fun stuff, thedjsessions.com. That was Dezarate. I'm your host, Darren, coming to you from the virtual sessions in Seattle, Washington. And you know what happens on the DJ sessions? The music never stops.